better for them.
So, coming to the love, love does not mean that a individual aspect or individual thing. It's a whole society thing. Okay, here in this chart we are representing two people and their minds and their aspects, where how a individual health and the way you present yourself, or the way you behave yourself, or the way you carry yourself will make your minds, or how it will help you in one individual love. So, and Ritika will be handling next.
I feel like even though we talk a lot about mental health, even though we say how important it is and how we should handle it, when it comes to us and when it comes to one of our family members, we always tend to treat it as something weird, something you need to keep under control. So the reason we chose it is because we came across this topic today also. So some of the few very common mental health disorders which are actually normalized in our everyday life are these 10. Anxiety disorders, when you always feel like something is bound to go wrong, you're always tense. Bipolar disorder, moods changing from one to another is one good example of it. So people tend to term them as crazy, weird, and whatever, and it is actually a disorder. Depression, like how ma'am discussed, disassociative disorder, when you tend to not be able to connect between things that are happening in your life. So everyday life becomes quite difficult for you. ADHD. So you see a lot of children who are very hyperactive, and you see their parents beating them up, screaming at them because they're not studying. Whereas the problem with them is they have a hard time concentrating on one thing in particular for a long time. PTSD, when you go through something, it can be something as simple as we see as a parent correcting a child, learning with teachers who are strict, having friends who bully you, to things such as as extreme as sexual assault or war. These things give out PTSD. So after going through a trauma of that sort, that stress still affects you in your everyday life. Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia includes hallucinations, a feeling of superiority complex, and things of that sort. That is also termed as crazy. OCD. OCD is not wanting to keep things clean. You always think that what OCD is. OCD can be extremely extreme as washing your hands till they bleed. Keeping if you accidentally touch a wall, you feel the need to touch it with your other hand. Walking on different tiles, cannot walk on together. Things like that will make your everyday life very difficult. Eating disorder, addiction to substance abuse like drugs, alcohol, and things. Yeah. Sachin?
Uh, I want to talk about the unhealthy addictions. So, unhealthy addictions means we all are know, particularly the culture is changing about the alcohol and drugs. So, mainly for the unhealthy addiction and isolation and laying on other too much, sleeping too much, and remains too much. Okay. This much of topics we added for the unhealthy addictions.
So like Sachin said, there are very a lot of ways people tend to cope with mental health because they don't realize it is a mental health disorder. Like isolation is one thing where you feel like no one's going to understand you, so you keep away from everyone nonetheless. Another thing people do is feel too dependent, and people tend to think that you're a burden or sleeping too much to avoid your problems, relying on substances, like he said, alcohol and drugs again, so that you be in that thing and you forget about everything else. Overreacting to small things because you're already under so much stress. And worrying as a self-defense. So even before something goes wrong, you're like, okay, I failed this exam, my life is over. So that this does not come as a shock to you. You were already expecting it.
So I'll come up with a healthier way.
You're shooting your time.
Yeah, I'll come up with a healthier way. How can we handle this pressure and how can we go through it? So one of the main things is seeking a good professional help. So now, in schools and in colleges, there is a professional counselor which they keep. That's because where the children go, the psychology of the children is a very big disaster. coming from from their generation, from our generation, and now generation kids, this generation kids needs more psychological help or more. They need some professional things to be happen. It's because a small thing happen. It's just an example. If a student fails in one exam, they are so pressurized and they are so inconvenient. They cannot face the society, so they commit for the suicide. So most of the schools and colleges are now keeping a counselor in a school so that if any small issues, they can identify by seeing people. Okay, the student is lacking somewhere, so that we have to give him personal attention. So that is the reason the professional help is very needed, and the connection. So the connection plays a very vital role in the society. So I have a connection with my parents. That does not mean I can share all the things to my parents.
Usually you do it with your friends.
Yeah, we do it with our friends. That should never happen. Whatever is there, you have to tell it to your parents first. Come, speak to them, good or bad. They are the best guide in our society. So whatever is there, you speak to them, connect with the soul to soul. The main thing, yeah, connect with the soul to soul, so that you will get an answer for your solution. If you're addicted to alcohol, tell it to your parents. No, I am addicted to alcohol, so I want to get relieved by it. So that your parents will make sure that things happen. Than friends. Friends sometimes they tell it's okay, that's fine. We'll do it in future. So the next thing, look after your physical health. So in this generation, in this moving generation, everybody thinks that okay, this is the standard size of the figure that should be maintained. That is not the thing at all. It is a myth. Where I would like to clear, the physical health means how mentally strong you are, how mental health, like how much you consume and how much you have your digestion, and how fit you are, and how long you can go through, how actively you can participate in each and every event. So this myth, we have to clear that. Okay, and then spend more time in nature. There is one proverb. Okay, nature heals you the best. Nature has its power. I think I can tell it in Kannada. ಮಣ್ಣು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮಣ್ಣು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So the soil will makes us a purest soul in the world. Whatever the feelings you have, just go to the nature and speak it out louder. How much ever louder you speak it and you hear it back, that time you can see that okay, this is what the problem I have. So I can just deal it with it. Okay, and then give more. So give more means it does not mean you have to give much more things. The small things, a small pen or the small chocolate. The randomly you're going, you see a lady, a old woman who is there outside. Just help it with one small chocolate or the banana which you have or the apple which you have. That's a small help. That help, you can keep your mind calm. Okay, I helped a person, I helped like that. You can have a self-satisfaction like that. Okay, and then sleep better. Sleep better, no? When they tell that if you have all the pressures or if you have all the things, you cannot sleep. So before going to a sleep, a small suggestion: keep your electronic gadgets aside. Keep your electronic gadgets aside. Just do a meditation for 5 minutes. It does not take a long time. Just do a meditation. You can see within a few seconds you sleep. Within a few seconds you sleep. With the phone, we cannot sleep till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock at night. So, cut breaks of the social media. As I told before, if you have break, the social media does not mean you have to be always there. You have to see, okay, she is there, so I have to go next there. So that is an unhealthier way. The selfishness raising up. It'll raise up. Okay, their lifestyle is like this. I have to increase my lifestyle like that. So we should not do like that. So if how much ever we cut the social media in our life, how much we keep it in our personal things, our life improves, our health improves, our the inner soul gets very peace, calm, and you can concentrate in everything and you can succeed in everything. So I would like to say that we are here for the love.
Good, thank you.